Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 18 of my journey through solo self-bound Last Epoch, continuing with my Maelstrom Shaman cold dot build. Currently level 86. I'm just going to see how far I can push it today. I'm kind of at this spot in the game. I really don't know what is really worth investing into. There doesn't seem to be super much that I can really go and just test and push my build outside of maybe something in the arena I haven't done, or pushing corruption. Just you gotta grind for that anyways. So where I'm at right now, everything is just kind of at this baseline level, and I can pretty much crush anything, and I can grind to make it harder, but I'm kind of failing to see the point, honestly. My build's pretty much put together. I can keep refining and optimizing it to push corruption levels just for some kind of challenge, but there doesn't seem to be much more needed to put into a character to push it to these further things, right? Use a Path of Exile comparison here. You can get your character to the point where it can do T16 maps, but it might not be able to handle the bosses. It might not be able to handle legions. It might not be able to do a lot of different things in the game. So there's a lot more incentive to continue upgrading and trying to refine the character, as well as a lot of these systems further on, these gated boss uniques, Watcher's Eye jewels, Legion jewels, really specific boss uniques that can enable builds All's Uprisings and all kinds of stuff. But I don't know, I failing for this game to be able to really make me want to grind out in game. I've had a lot of fun building the characters that I've made, and I don't know, I feel I want something more in game wise to this for me to do, because it's gotten to the point where it's getting kind of repetitive, and I don't know, if I'm getting bored with the game, I feel I should probably move on and just do something else. Go back to Path of Exile, which is probably what's going to happen. I'll grind out another day on this character, see where I can get it to, but I'll probably switch back to Path of Exile next time. Then I want to apologize for not getting videos out the last 2 mornings, as once I got the Last Epoch video out, I pretty much crashed hard and didn't get out of bed for a day and a half. And then even once I had woke up and got some kind of food in me, I still just I didn't have much motivation to want to just grind out another day of Last Epoch, so I just went back to bed and rested up, which I had been taking days off kind of during PoE League, and Sundays and Mondays I'd put out Dark Souls 2 videos, and I'd kind of gotten away from that a little bit with Last Epoch because I've just kind of been pushing through day after day after day. So I probably just needed the break, but I don't want to just grind out a game that I'm feeling bored playing. So while there's more I could explore in the game and more stuff I could do, play different characters and stuff, I think I'd probably wait until there's more content in the game, because that seemed like something they're going to add. So I think that will be the play for me. And I had hoped to get Dark Souls 2 finished before I went back to PoE, but there's still probably 3, maybe 4 videos of that left to do. I've kind of gotten sidetracked a little bit from Dark Souls 2 though, because I've been playing a bunch of the new roguelike card game Balatro. Just in between making videos, kind of to start in my day, I've been playing Balatro. I haven't really known if I would make videos for that or how I would. Balatro seems like it'd be a really nice chill stream game kind of thing, but as far as making a YouTube video out of it, that seems a little bit tougher to do. But I am getting to some of the more difficult challenges in it. So if I complete those, or I should probably just start trying to record through those. And if I complete any of the gold anti-challenges, I'll probably put videos out for that, just to show how I was able to beat those harder challenges. But it was the first video game I played that I haven't actually recorded and commentated through, that I played in a very, very long time. So a bit of a change of pace, something nice, chill, relax while I'm waiting for videos to upload and stuff. It's a really fun game, but because I put 40 hours into that in the past week and a half or so, I haven't been getting the Dark Souls videos out, which is something I'm going to be trying to get finished up before the next PoE League launches for sure. Nadia's Resurrection. I might have seen this before, I don't know. I will say that the uniques that I've found in this game, I can't say any of them has really been like, oh, I need to use that. With the exception of these Weaver's Will things. The Weaver's Will things have all seemed like, oh, like if this hits the right mods, I could probably use this on my build, which I should probably go fishing for another one of these. Maybe see what these things can give me. But these have been really, really cool. The others, though, I haven't seen anything just like, oh, I gotta go use that. Maybe that's because of the characters that I've been playing, but like given the power to seal mods onto your normal rare items and then like go crazy upgrading them, kind of like I did with this wand, makes me feel like there's probably a lot more power potential in just crafting gear yourself in a lot of cases. But I also didn't pick a unique, for example, and say, I'm going to try and build around this and see what happens. Because everything that I've been able to put together and create has just kind of crushed the game. It feels like it's done everything pretty well. And it just feels more worth my time to like try and target farm like these exalted mods on items to just craft myself better and better gear as I go, than there being a unique that you're just like, oh, that's insanely powerful, I have to use that kind of thing. There are a lot of uniques, kind of like this fundamental criterion, that are very focused around specific builds, it seems. Like you have to be a specific class to even use this. And a lot of these have seemed pretty strong, but I haven't been playing those exact classes or with those things to want me to push down that avenue. I think my biggest two issues with this game are, like, number one, without a doubt, the boss HP scaling. So it kind of makes it so no matter what I do with my character, it's going to make all the boss fights feel the same, which really seems antithetical to the process of trying to create and build a character in an ARPG like this. You want to get yourself to be able to crush the bosses, but if the game doesn't let you, it kind of is like, why am I even playing in the endgame kind of thing? And there really isn't that much other content in the game other than like running the loops and fighting the bosses. But if I can't push my character to a point where those boss kills go faster and it feels like my investment in my character has meant something, well, why am I doing it? But my other thing that I really dislike about this game is how tiny some of the text size can be. Like when I'm looking at this unique body armor, it shrinks it down so everything fits in here on my screen. Even still, it kind of cuts off, right? So you can see all the things that are on it. But even some of the quest text and things, like there's no way to scale the size of that. So while this game is much like leagues simpler than Path of Exile, like if my 50-plus-year-old dad tried to like pick up and play Path of Exile, he's going to struggle with it. It's going to be hard to learn, and this game, he could absolutely pick this game up and play it. You have this whole game guide in here kind of explaining every little detail of so much to you, so it's really easy to do. Lots of really easy tooltips, like further descriptions, to like everything you can really understand what it's doing. It's really easy to put together and build your character. The crafting system is really intuitive, but there's some weird quirks to it that are really annoying. Like the fact that I didn't click a button right there. Like I just like am moving my mouse around and that just closed on its own. But even then, like I hover over things and it, like this little pop-up thing doesn't shift itself off of the thing I'm moving, but oh, I moved my mouse too far to the right and it closed the menu. So there's a little quirks to a lot of different things in the game that could definitely use some more polish. You have to move over to the right side of this if you want to click and move the drag bar like I just was there. There's close. Another big thing as well was when I was playing offline mode, whenever I would go to upgrade something like this freeze rate multiplier, I'm going to click this button. It told me nothing about what just happened. In offline, it told me like if my glyph of hope preserved it, which I think is what happened there. And it would tell me that my freeze rate multiplier just went up by like 73 or something, whatever it was. It lists all that out down here. So there's differences between offline play and online play in like weird ways. And then there's the loot filter in game as well. Like the ability to just be able to make your own loot filter in game, has it all broken down really nicely and easily. It's really cool. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that everything drops identified. There's no wisdom scrolls, no portal scrolls. The instant portal button was really cool. And like throughout my entire time playing this game, I haven't had to leave the game to go figure something else out about the game by using tools outside of the game. Like it's all pretty much kind of pick up, play. You can build your character. You have all the tools at your disposal to kind of figure it out. You have the whole crafting system. You can tailor your loot filter to your character in lots of different ways. It is definitely a much more approachable game than Path of Exile is. That's one of the biggest things. The like leveling process and like building your character as you go is absolutely fantastic. The progression feels constant the entire way through the character. Whereas in Path of Exile, you can kind of get like one good item and then you have your gym links in it and then you level that character to like 90, then put real gear on. This has a more like slow build up of the character to it. I think it's made playing the different characters I did much more enjoyable as I went along with it. And another way of simplicity about the game is the fact that the items only have 4 mods on them. You have your 2 prefixes, your 2 suffixes. It makes like deciding what mod you want where much more like decisive. Like, you know, I need this thing here, so you try and put that thing there. And then there's an upgraded level of it with sealing a mod on an item to try and push things to another level. There's a lot you can do around like building gear while it just like remaining fairly simple to understand and do. And all of the mods feel like they matter. That was probably like easily the biggest issue in my eyes with Diablo 4 is that there's like the mods on your item just did not matter in any way whatsoever. They're just kind of fluff stats and they're just like floods with all this useless garbage, like not to mention any of the other issues with that game. As far as I'm concerned, Diablo 4 is like a really cool cinematic experience lacking the action RPG game that it was built on. Last Epoch feels like so much more of a game than Diablo 4 did. Diablo 4 is just like waste your time and hope you spend money in the game, but there was a cool story. This, like, there's a lot more depth to it. Like, I can go hunting for specific things to continue upgrading my character, and I can keep leveling up corruption to try and push my character to do more complicated things, and there's no like stagnation necessarily in the difficulty. You can keep pushing it harder and harder and harder as you go. Then there's the like Echo monolith system. I do kind of enjoy this like webbing around to different rewards. That seems pretty cool. However, the like mods that can show up on these, like how this one here, enemies have 25% increased health and focus on attacking players for 3 echoes. It doesn't really feel substantial in any way. Like the mods that are on these, they don't feel like they matter much at all. And then there might be one that just completely bricks your build. The only thing that really hurts me on the build I'm playing is elemental resistances. Anything else kind of doesn't really matter since it's a damage over time thing. But as far as these mods, like adding challenge to the in-game areas, I feel like it falls a bit short. I feel like even Wolfson's system of like it giving you a selection of mods and you pick this mod to run throughout the run that you're on had a little bit more depth to it, I would say. But aside from that little thing, I think the only thing Wolfson has a leg up on compared to Last Epoch is the like fully customizable character appearance thing. Like Last Epoch has a points shop that you can buy MTX, and even though a lot of the gear stuff looks really cool, there's no dyes or anything to customize what you have going on. Wolfson did that so exceptionally well that it's amazing. And Diablo 4 does kind of give you those same things. While I've really enjoyed the decent variety of different enemy types throughout these echoes, it started to get a bit repetitive after a while. There's like 3 or 4 main things that we're doing in these. We run around and destroy some spires, kill some roaming enemies, seal a gate, kill a boss. Beyond that, it's kind of just the same thing over and over. There's no like kill certain number of monsters, like complete a percentage of the zone kind of thing. It feels really repetitive in, I wouldn't say the enemy variety or the environments. It's in the like quests. That was another area that D4 was really lacking. All of the dungeons had just kind of the same repetitive things going on in them, but at least in this game I could run this same zone again and I might get a different thing happen in it. It just might be physical spires firing these circles at me that I need to destroy, or they're fire, or they're cold, and a lot of it seems just kind of more the same. Every single zone has these exiled mages in it, has a chest, has some shrines. I feel like sometimes you can get luckier with spawns. Like if you're getting lots of rare enemies, that's your best target to farm for gear. But sometimes you can get zones that really don't have as many rare enemies in it. But the enemy variety, like these giant scarabs, are amazing looking, and to fight them, and a lot of time they're rare enemies. And there's a T7 mod on an item, so I can go fishing for this gear that I can continue to use to upgrade characters, and the stuff I'm getting feels valuable, just not always necessarily to the character I am creating. And it's nice being an SSF player that even in those scenarios, the game allows me to just purchase stash space for gold, so I can hoard a bunch of stuff to potentially play on other characters. But yeah, like just the biggest thing just like pulling me away from wanting to like optimize and build these characters is the fact that once I actually get to the part of the game where I'd want to see the fruits of all that effort is when I go fight the boss, and then the game just scales it, and it doesn't matter all of the work and effort I put into my character if the boss is just gonna scale my damage down because I'm killing it too quickly. That is like without a doubt the biggest problem with this game. There's so much that it is like feels really good and goes really well. Like all of the different character classes, seems like there's multiple ways you could build them and lots of creativity that you could have when creating characters. Not quite to the level of Path of Exile, because I mean Path of Exile makes an Abyss look shallow in that regard. So there's really no actual comparing to that, in my opinion. But for what is offered, there is a lot of different things you can build and play around in this game. While they could definitely add more things, like more variety and things going on in the maps, like if they don't make a change to the boss damage reduction, this game's always going to feel shallow to me in the end. And that's definitely like my biggest takeaway from it, is just like the boss damage reduction thing kind of really saps so much of my enjoyment out of building the character and going through the whole grind process of putting it together, only to see it not matter. And the amount you can do with idols is also pretty crazy. The fact that they're kind of like D2 charms, but you don't got to keep them in your inventory. There's a specified place for it, a number of different slots, different shaped pieces that offer different things, so you can target farm specific things and really have a lot of flexibility with your build by messing with the idols. And then there's the blessings. The blessings are pretty crazy. It's like the only thing kind of feeling me to like want to keep pushing in game currently is trying to upgrade and get grand blessings for things to really make my build more defensive and work really well, which is what I'm working on right now. Going for a grand blessing to maybe get something else here, maybe even more armor, or maybe there's something else useful here, maybe some block things that can synergize with my build. I do think that is pretty cool, and it gives some incentive to like run all the different timelines, but then there's some of them that are just like everything in here is just like a item type drop rate, whereas some of them can have really big direct power over your build, like this one giving me 3% spell damage, leashes life. That was a crazy grab when it showed up. That changed so much from my build, whereas the one up here that's like, oh, I get increased skill shard drop rate. It's kind of, this was the last one. This is like the big finale one, it felt like. And it felt like the reward there wasn't quite the same. So, while some of them seem really cool that I want to go target and go hunt after these things, some of them just aren't as well. So, I don't know too much how to feel about that, but it is the thing that is dragging me back in to make me want to keep going and like go get the grand blessings, and that's like your next level of optimization of your build, getting the grand blessings you want that are rolled really well, and that's a pretty big time sink. Like I didn't get all the way there on my last character. I won't get there on this character, and I think that's mostly because I don't see the why do I need to. Like, what is this thing, this piece of content that's trying to challenge me more? And if it's just like raising corruption levels, just keep raising the enemy damage and the enemy life. That's not quite the same as to me as like this boss encounter that you work up towards and can try and go fight. But even the boss fights I have gotten to in this game, as compared to PoE, in PoE you get a number of portals to succeed or you fail. There's really been no failing in this game. If you fail, you just try again at like every step of the way. And that's probably something the game needs. There needs to be some kind of punishment for failure, which there is. If you fail an echo, you lose the rewards for it. But once I have enough to go fight this boss, like I don't lose any stability if I don't kill it. I just can keep attempting it until I win. Hey, what did I get on these boots? Void res is going up on them. I think these uniques are so cool that it's like the unique is already pretty cool, and then you can upgrade it into something. I think it's a lot simpler to understand than the legendary potential thing. I kind of wish more of the uniques were like this than using the legendary potential. You gotta go run the dungeon for a chance to put a mod on it. Trying to just rack my brain at this point and think of any other like standout things about this game that stand out. The ward. Ward is crazy. It is a very unique take on the energy shield type of thing, and I think that it's executed very well. It seems quite a bit stronger, I would say, than the other options, the armor, the block. Maybe I just haven't found my like big sources of like block and survivability that I'm looking for yet, but it seemed really easy to get my like ward to ridiculous levels on the last build that I played, and it was really fun messing around with that system. And there's only so many things that I can explore in so much time. Like, I don't know anything about dodge in this game. I don't know anything about making use of the endurance threshold from being on low life. I've just kind of toyed with block. I did armor stacking with a lot of regen, and I did the ward on mana usage. Like, all the things that I did, like, they were possible, they worked, they felt powerful, and they were fun to play. But this Echo has slay enough enemies and then you'll get ambushed, which that is kind of a slay a big chunk of enemies, but it's also not clear the map, really. I would really like to see a bit more like variety in the targets of the echoes. Keeps upgrading void res on these boots. The amount of variety in the environments and stuff in all these echoes is pretty remarkable, I would say. There's so many different things that happen. Whoa, like there's 5 of them. It's crazy. Woo! Getting Fizz Res. Level 87. Means my life went up. Means my damage will go up. Just keep making this smoother and smoother. Increase spell damage per active totem. Mana regen with active totem could be really good. 20% spell damage if... No, it's 24% spell damage if I have them all down. Probably worth investing into that. I could throw 8 points into that. Strength, minion dodge rating. Definitely not as good as my other pair. Soul of a Frond. That's a new unique ring. When you directly cast summon vines, you're teleported to the target location. Adds cooldown. Vines are immune to poison. That seems pretty cool. Alright, so I switch back to the boots that had the health regen, movement speed, dex. Getting that health regen back. Oh, 69 to 107 health regen. That's going to help me so much. I really want to see what other things are. No, need the physical res on those. I can probably get away with the relic. See what comes of this. It's going to be hard to beat Maelstrom every 5 seconds. But +1 to Primalist skills? That's pretty nuts in its own. 9% physical damage. I don't know about that. +1 to Warcry. Alright, nope. The Volcanic Pyromancers, I don't know that I've really seen them a lot. These giant roly fireballs, they hurt. They actually do a lot of damage. Just another really cool rare enemy. They'll launch the balls into my totems and just like blow up everything close. I think those balls, like, when they roll them, they scale in size the further they roll. That should scale the explosion AoE as well. Ooh, needed prophecy. It sucks to complete a prophecy in an area where, like, oh, it's a little sketch. Like, maybe try not to die. Another prophecy fulfilled. Whoa, another one. What is going on? Completed it. Legacy of the Quiet Forest. It's cool that I'm still finding uniques I haven't seen. Poison res while transformed. Rage gained every 3 seconds while in Spriggan form. Okay, so my current helmet has poison res. That's potential issue that I could probably work out. Lots of potential helmets, though. +3 summon bear. 44% armor. 12 vitality with health regen already there. 112 health with attunement strength armor. That's pretty good. So I just had vitality attunement. Alright, the vitality covers the poison res. So that's something. Okay, couple crafts. I need to remove strength, hopefully for vitality on this. Let's see. Shared increased spell damage. So damage instead of the vitality with a ton of health and an armor on this. You know, I'll work with it. That's percent armor. Well, let's raise the shared damage. Raise the attunement. Glyph of Hope. Glyph of Hope. Good. Then take the armor with the despair. Sealed it. Okay. I should reroll the implicit real quick because it's like min rolled. -23. Oh, well, okay. Sure. Do I go health regen? I'd probably try and hit percent health. Ooh, critical success. Come on. -1. Okay. So this is cool. I like this one. So health jumps by 130. Health regen goes down. I need to solve poison res. Armor goes up. DPS 1839 to 1961. Okay, so then let's try the vitality one. This would get attunement. Add. Critical success. Add. -20. So cold res definitely doesn't need to be there. Let's just chaos it. Endurance. Reroll biz res. So way more health regen. Poison res covered. Alright, and then the last one, I don't need necrotic res. Just chaos it. Percent health regen. And then there's 43 still here. What if I hit that shared cold damage? Add that. That's 27 right off the bat. And then try and despair that. Easy. Attunement. Send that all the way up. Not used all the forcing potential. So this is a different one. So health regen's about the same with it. It has better armor and damage. So a ton of health or a ton of regen. I think I gotta go with the one that gives me the poison res for the time being with the vitality. Poison res, health regen. Drop some armor fire res. So that cleans that up a bit. And now the armor one with the health regen and the extra damage can work. So I probably give up this armor cold res and do another poison. Poison res damage over time. There we go. And now after that one, I can put the one with better damage and then the super health. And then I would need to find another spot for poison. Okay, sure. I don't think this one's as good. I think I stick with the 5 mod with the health regen. It's cool that I actually came out of that with a lot of options for my build, using all the prophecies, and so many of them just happened to hit it once. May have just found some gloves. T6 attunement, better armor, armor mitigation for damage over time, block chance and effectiveness rolled on it already. Level 88. And I have enough stability to go run the boss. Enemies are deadly if they have not been damaged recently. That should be okay. This fight didn't go bad last time. Just gotta stick it out, not get hit. I probably should have gotten my level. But the thorn totems will make sure the enemies are getting damaged. And And then I just gotta not die. Ow, ow, ow. The rolly ball. Nope, don't be in the dot. I think if I've survived this far, I probably am good here. As long as I just keep it under control. I'm seeing my own totem health bars more than I'm seeing theirs. Well, there's one. Like, they're getting down. I'm running out of mana. I think they're all under 15%. Yeah, these two are both at like 5. And that one... just this one left. There we go. Alright. It is not giving me armor. There is stun duration, fire res, endurance, armor while channeling. Reduces damage dealt to your health below your endurance threshold. It's probably pretty good. The fire res is a max roll. Or I keep the 150 armor and try again. Yeah, I'm going to keep my armor. With the level, get another increased spell damage per active totem. Right, so onto these gloves that I could craft. That hurts me on void res and physical res. Try and chaos the throwing damage. For minion health, minus 11. Try again. Minus 2 for minion damage. That's not terrible. Then I need void res with a glyph of hope. Cool. That is 6. Go one more. Then glyph of despair. Nope. Okay. Sealed. Took all the forging potential. Tried Cradle of the Erased. Ooh. Lose a stack of golden aegis on block. You gain 1 each second. Block effectiveness, ward on block. This is another Weaver's thing. So it looks like this might cap out at 4. Yeah, up to 4 stacks. So 4 stacks times 12 is 48 block chance, plus the 16, 64% chance to block. And I'm undercapped on some resists. Yeah, up to 64% block, though. It's pretty wild. Yay, it's adding things to it. I died. It really sucks that I cannot tell that I was being targeted by an enemy avalanche because it looks identical to my avalanche. I got poison res on this. Ooh, it hit an all res? Whoa. Because again, like, this is the first time I've seen this unique. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. And then I can add things to it. And it just happens to be one of the Weaver's Will ones. All res is a massive stat to get. Nice. I unlocked the rare chance to be exalted. Velatria's downfall. Meteors converted to lightning. Did not roll well. And it has a short novel in flavor text. I got my affixes. I got damage reflect healing effectiveness. Prefixes did not come through. Yes, keep raising that all res. It's up to 10. 4 left. Yay, it's up to 13. 1 left. 1 more chance. And the last one, it did not. That one went to healing effectiveness. So it almost covered my void. And it covered poison so much that I could get the void back in my idols. Like, do I use that? How is the block effectiveness so good? Plus 2 block effectiveness per 1% total uncapped resistance? What? How is the block effectiveness so good? Well, when I put the old shield on, the block effectiveness goes down. So I gotta watch the Wingari Matriarch, I think it is, with the avalanche boulders. Those are not mine. Ow! And I died to it again. Physical and cold. It's like not enough armor. So even with the resists all capped up, for 1% total uncapped resistance, maybe it's overcapped resistance. I assume uncapped resistance to be I'm 4 under on poison. There I would get 8 block effectiveness. But maybe it's trying to say like overcapped resistance. And that's where it's getting the block effectiveness. The Last Laugh. Instantly kill enemies that are left below 18% health by a melee attack. Overkill damage leech. Melee crit chance if you have less than 100 dodge rating. That's like PoE Slayer and a sword. Level 89. More spell damage. Quicksilver Coil. Melee and bow attack speed. Increased health regen. Critical strike chance with the third strike of Flurry. Haste on hit. Another round of the Caldera of Souls. And this time I have way extra block. Whoa. Okay. Fire Degen hurts. It's just like not even worth like paying attention to the boss HP bars because it doesn't matter. I just survive till they die. Ow. Seeing like 5,000 ticks on my damage. Like what is that? Is it raising my damage because I'm killing them too slow? Huh. Dodge rating, minion damage, frailty, fire damage, or keep my armor. Frailty, but thing is I'm not hitting. Keep the armor, and I guess I run it back. Yet again. Ooh, a ring with vitality, health regen, block chance. This ring has a little bit of mana regen and cold damage. So if I wanted to craft this up, I think I try and remove the crit chance. See what happens. It removed the attunement for 18 forging potential. Okay. Put attunement back and then give it cold damage. -1, -5, -3, -12. It's some extra block, but the damage loss is pretty substantial. Ooh, prophecy fulfilled. That was for siege golems. Nothing crazy out of that. The best I got was a Greatwood coat with T6 armor. 3 LP on a bone harvester. Level 90. More damage. Third time's charm, hopefully. Wish I could get them like together. I don't know how to draw them in together because I want to use my avalanche to not only hit one of them at a time. And if I use the avalanche with any kind of like uptime, my mana goes and it doesn't come back. You know, if I just don't use the avalanche, I'm fine on mana. And they do not want to be on top of each other. Got 5%. This one's got like more. Is that the last one? Nope. This one down here is 3%. There we go. Easy. Still no armor. Chance to shred necrotic res. Fire damage. Fire res. Shred fire res. Okay. If I'm marked for death, I am weak to void only. As long as I have a totem down. Okay. That's not too terrible. Reach of the Grave. Your minion's spells and bow attacks deal increased damage. Minion leech. Okay. It's like a leveling weapon. Armor. Minion armor with armor. On the Greatwood coat as well. Oh, that is so much armor. Ah, I mean, that much armor gain probably about supplements the like health loss. Wow, the damage drops off so hard. Okay, so those flat spell damage matters. So if I were to craft this bad boy up, it absolutely needs implicits rerolled up that spell damage. -5 to 12. I feel like losing the Maelstrom level is fine. I gotta get the attunement. Or maybe I get a level of Maelstrom and then set it. Alright, level of Maelstrom. Add. It criticaled, so it's T2 now. Glyph of Despair, the Maelstrom. -8. -2. Okay, it's set. Okay, then attunement. Glyph of Hope. Send it. Critical, raise the Fizz res. Okay, and it did it again. So now the Fizz res is stuck there. So that opens up for new gloves. And then attunement. Okay, so we'll still lose a lot of attunement there. So now damage 1761 to 1736. You know, that's not that bad. I lose a ton of life regen, but so much armor. So I guess the only thing to do at this point is try and hit those implicits. Give me that 15 spell damage. Let's go. -9 to 13. Do it again. Glyph of Hope preserved. It's 11-12. Nope. -6, 14. Hey, that's better. 1762 from 7. Okay, so damage went up on my Maelstrom with that flat spell damage. So now if I remove gloves, I'm only hurting on Void. The physical has been covered by the new chest. So I look and see what gloves I have. 87% damage over time. That's potentially workable. Lightning res is solid. On the Void Red space as well. Armor on Crusader Gauntlets. Armor reduced bonus from crits on the armor mitigation damage over time. That's really good. Attunement, Res, Void Res with mana regen. Big potential on that. So the gloves I currently had attunement, flat health regen. It's about what I'm losing there. And then there's the Void Res. I think I try these bracers. Try and reroll the Res. Crit avoidance one more time. Necrotic res. Okay, so Rune of Removal, the Necrotic res. Got 3 forging potential though. On flat health per second, gotta try. -1, -2. Rip. Now these gloves come with the Void res, so I just need to free up the flat. So Rune of Removal, health regen. That took the armor. Okay, those ones are dead. This pair would need also Rune of Removal, dodge rating, and then a prefix. Okay, a rip. Okay, damage over time. I would like to stay. I need to free up a prefix and a suffix. There's the suffix, and it broke that one too. That leaves the lightning res ones. Remove the cold res. Okay. Slap my old gloves back on. What about in here? Armor mitigation to damage over time. Have that with Void Res on the mana regen base. Okay, so then this gets, okay, Glyph of Hope, Rune of Research. Perfect. Then, like, if I Rune of Removal, like, everything here is good. Try that. Okay, I got the prefix. Again, Glyph of Hope. Try and quick reroll this. No, need Void Res. Reroll that. Poison Res. And that critical success didn't remove anything, so just remove that. Alright, they used no forging potential at all. I've got 24. I need health regen. -12. Lovely. I need Void Res. Glyph of Hope. I need attunement. -12. Okay. This one has better chances. So, Rune of Research. Seal. -16. Come on. Okay, health regen. Add. -9. This one isn't near as good. It's probably not even worth messing with. I have so many of these research things, though. Glyph of Insight changes a prefix into an experimental affix. Okay. Well, I got a chest upgrade. I don't think I get out of these gloves at the moment. I gotta keep farming. I bricked a bunch of gloves, and I'm a little unsure on if the loss in health, gain in armor is a good thing or bad thing, but let me see if there's something I can do with this helmet. It has health on it. Percent health. If I can, let me try and re-roll a lightning res into flat armor. Try that again. Dodge rating to critical strike avoidance. Okay, please remove the crit avoidance. Okay, it did that. I've got 7 forging potential, so this is dead. Yep. Alright, I need to put passive point back into here. I think I'm gonna respec. Remove one of these Lagon slumbers and maybe raise the chill chance on it. Or, well, yeah, if I did that, when I get the point back, I could get 20% more damage but lose some AoE. That means I would respec an area. And yeah, put a point back into Turbulence and then put a point in Eye of the Storm. Maelstrom leveled up. That's for Turbulence. And then I could put a point into Eye of the Storm. How can I get more points into this damage? Could drop beneath the waves, drop the extra AoE and shrink it even more. Yeah, I think I'm going to give this a try. Respec 1, 2, 3, 4 points. Put that all into more damage. I'm just going to have way less AoE on this. More damage. I think I want at least one of those stacks to like cast to. So that means I would need to put points back into the AoE. I can't really drop the haste that I'm getting because that's giving me ward. Like every single time I cast this, I get ward because of the boots. I think this is level 19. Okay, 2 points have to go in here. So I would need to drop one of these damages and then put a point back into area and then beneath the waves. I need 51 more. Can I get it in this? I can. Run this to clear the mods. I can say that I do actually feel stronger having gotten that fat chunk of armor. I don't feel like I'm taking as many big hits that I was, even though I lost over 100 life. Hey, I got this level. Give me that. Beneath the waves. Yeah, instantly helps me like get to 16 stacks more consistently. Run number 4 of this boss. I don't quite have the coverage that I did before. Ow, ow. Just don't get caught in the big damage over time stuff, and then I'm doing okay. I'm out of mana. Yeah, I'm seeing 6k damage numbers. So the damage definitely went up from last time, at least with my Maelstrom. I don't know how I probably lost damage with the totems. Getting there. Ow. I'm taking a big hit and I'm going to half HP instead of like a quarter HP. That has to be because of the armor. Almost. Come on. Just got it. Please give me armor. Chance to apply frailty. Minion damage. Fire damage. Armor while channeling. I've spent over 6 hours currently farming this zone and not gotten the thing that I wanted. I've not improved my build by the area that I'm farming in once. You mean undiscovered? How have I not discovered these? I've definitely seen them like every single one of these. Maybe I need to like left click on them. Do I want to do it again? My damage is feeling way better for clearing. Like I lost that AoE a little bit, but I'm killing things way better just from slight optimization and points on my tree. Visual clarity in here is fantastic. There's some big trees. Level 91. Another 4% damage per totem. Heirloom of the Last Nomad. Using a potion cleanses stun and freeze. Increased durations of stuns received. Huh, okay. Ooh, T7 cold damage. Ooh, that's not free to just make happen, but how do I make this work? I need to remove something. Okay, there's one. So then upgrade LE damage once. Glyph of Despair. Try again. Cool, that's set. Then cast speed or spell damage. Do cast speed and then do cold pin, minion cold pin. I really only have 2. I need cold pin, minion cold pin. Okay, and then raise the cast speed. Okay, that critical. Ooh, the cold pin and the freeze rate. Yeah, and then there's the implicit flat spell damage. I don't think it's anywhere close. Actually, it is closer than I expected. Do I just go for the implicit? Cost all 2 and it lowered it, so nope. Okay, 16 attunement gloves that need to remove one of the... Nope. Okay, cast speed, lightning damage. Double T7? What? With chance to shock. That is kind of disgusting. Wow. Round number 5. Maybe this is the one. I sure hope so. Or maybe this is the time I find out that it's like giving me the ones I haven't seen yet because I some reason haven't clicked on them. I just hovered over them and then it causes them to just like keep giving me the same rewards over and over. That would be really awful to uncover. I just destroyed my mana in this fight. I feel so much tankier though than I did at the start of this. My damage has gone up, not by any kind of substantial amount, but survivability improved a lot today. And got them. Yeah, the same ones. Frailty, stun duration, fire damage, fire resistance. So I just hovered over these. I'm going to click them and then keep current. That's 5 in a row that I did not get an armor. But even still, Spirits of Fire, it says they're not discovered. Logi's Hunger. This is a new one. None of these maces. I don't know if these can roll with legendary potential. Kind of been curious to see legendary potential on one of these, but nope. Level 92. Yep, I'm going at it again because I'm a madman. More spell damage. Maybe number 6 is the one. This is absolutely the last one though. Running out of mana sucks. They're stacked at the moment though. I gotta use the avalanche. It's so much damage when I can get everything up. It's weird how, like, sometimes their names will change. Volcanic Shaman is their normal name, but they have other names. Okay, we've got Grand Heart of the Caldera, Fire Res, Chance to Shred Necrotic, Dodge Rating, Stun Duration. I took the fire. So I even took a different one and it didn't even unlock this. So something's happening where it's not unlocking the blessings, and 6 runs with 4 opportunities from 11 possibilities. So 4 out of 11 is the odds. I did it 6 times. 6 times 4 is 24. Divide that by 11. Technically, I should have gotten 2 armors. Statistically, I did not get 1. Feels bad, but like that's what like 8 hours of in-game grind was for me in Last Epoch. I didn't push corruption or anything. I grinded the same zone for 8 hours, and I got like a couple like interesting upgrades, but didn't hit the thing I was trying to get the entire time, which feels weird. And I started this zone today. I did 77 echoes. Total echoes conquered says 154. So I like doubled up the number of echoes I've done on this character today, trying to get this grand armor blessing that didn't show up. Yeah, I will say the build is fun to play. I enjoy playing the build. It's just even if I got the armor for this character that I was grinding for, I just don't know why. But that is going to do it for me for Last Epoch. I guess this cycle, should they release a big update or something sometime in the future, I might come back and check it out, because there's still plenty for me to explore in this game, or I to want to. But in the meantime, it is back to Path of Exile for me. I still have challenges and stuff to finish up in Path of Exile before the next league in a couple of weeks, so make sure to tune into that if you want to see what I've got going on in Path of Exile. But with that, I'd like to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, definitely hit the like button, as it really helps the channel out a lot. Subscribe to make sure you don't miss more videos from me. If you'd like to help support my channel, please consider using the super thanks, the heart icon just below the video, or by joining to become a member. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.